They're realizing that they're repeating what somebody else is
saying to them. Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
Yeah,
that's happened to me.
Oh yeah, I used to do that.
And
with
that's probably
myself,
happened to you. Yeah.
With my dad and all the stuff
Yeah.
that he used to tell me, and
where you're repeating stuff. You got this negative thought loop in your head, and then you begin to realize that, wait, I didn't put those thoughts there. That came from so and so.
Yeah, someone else's garbage.
Someone else is telling me this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like, I used to own everybody else's opinion of myself, and I didn't even have one of my own, except for everybody else's opinion of me. That's what I lived by. Yeah. And it even went to like my mother. Her opinion of me is where I got a lot of my belief system and validity, and my dad too, when I would see him. So, and the things with my mom is that I know she really tried to encourage me the best that she could, but because of the programming and just hearing stuff over and over again over the years, even someone trying to tell me something, I just didn't believe it. I didn't believe it. Like, even when my mom would tell me, oh, you're beautiful and stuff, I didn't believe it. And she'd tell me I was intelligent. I didn't believe it because I wasn't living it. It wasn't part of my...
It was contrary to your inner dialogue.
Absolutely. Yeah. Completely outside of, my inner dialogue. And my mom people would tell me, oh, you're so pretty and stuff. And I was like, no. I wouldn't take it. I was rejecting that.
Yeah,
my
because
mom...
That goes to your mindset is that, well, who are you going to believe, yourself or somebody else? You're
right.
going to believe yourself.
Right.
And you're telling yourself that you're not.
Right. And then on top of that, my mom would say, that's not polite. Say thank you. So now I'm feeling like, so then I'm doing something wrong, in someone's eyes, I'm doing something wrong. I'm not saying thank you. So then I learned, okay, I'll say thank you, whether I believe it or not. So that was a challenge. And then slowly over time, I would just start saying thank you and just try to own a little bit of that kindness that people would give to me. And I think those over time, little chips come off of that armor, and of the armor of lies, we'll call it, because that's really what they are. And it starts to chip away slowly at it. But even if you're feeling a little elevation, it doesn't last. It's not something that stays in there. It's like you have to constantly be reminded of something positive about yourself. And it's just the same thing as being reminded about something not positive about yourself, something that you don't like about yourself. It's the same thing. And the way that I would affirm these things, I'd say them over and over again to myself. And now I journal, I meditate, and I do speak affirmations to myself in a completely different way than I used to. They're positive affirmations. They're saying that, you, like you said, I am worthy. And I would say, I am a good person. Mm-hmm. I love people. Mm-hmm. I love giving to people. I'm a giver. I love receiving from people. I love receiving love. I love receiving. So it's really a lot of working through all of this stuff.
I mean, for some people, it is hard to just simply say, I am a good person.
Yeah.
I am a giver. I have a lot to give people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it really is. And then when you get to the point that you start saying that to yourself, and then you start believing that, that's when changes really come, and you start treating yourself better. And that's the reason why we've created the bedtime routine that we created, so that way people can start feeling a little bit better about themselves, give themselves that dose of self-love in the evening, and wake up to a different day in the morning. Yeah.
I mean, it's like what I always say, we become what we think about.
Exactly.
It's simple as that.
Mm-hmm.
I am the sum total of all of my thoughts up until this moment in time.
Exactly. And I think about what you just said, and I think about, everything that I believe I am, right? If you take your time and start envisioning who you've always saw yourself to be, or who you've always wanted to be, start living that as well. Mm-hmm. And living that thought, the way of thinking, what would that person be thinking? What would that person be doing? What would that person be living out in their life daily? And then live it and start emulating what you want to see within yourself.
Yeah.
And that's really the level up.
Yeah, that's the level up. That's when you become the person who you aspire to be.
Yeah. you can really start making those changes and seeing those things and becoming those things that you truly desire about yourself and what you have in your mind's eye to be. Because I've always seen myself in a specific way, and now I'm working on that person. That's the person that I'm working on.
Yeah.
And we're all a work in progress. No one is ever done. We're always working and growing to be the better version of ourselves that we possibly can be. And just by the 3 steps that we talked about today gets you started toward that way of being. And I love what we talked about.
Yeah, me too.
So we've talked about the 3 ways of getting yourself out of that negative loop thought process. That is the recognize, the arrest, and the reframe. And so we want to invite all of you to join us at htnfu.com and join our community. We have a very powerful, supportive, loving community over there. We celebrate birthdays, we have fun, we share affirmations, and we share our thoughts on affirmations as well. And we'd love to have you join over there and become of our wellness community at htnfu.com.